Hey guys, it's 2019. Happy New Year to everybody. Time for another random video, and today we're going to show you an update on how I have things all set up for my streaming setup to where you can stream from either a second PC or a console, and it's super easy, and we're going to show you how to do it right now. Hey guys, welcome to House of Randomness. I'm your host, Uncle Midnight, here to show you how I've got all this set up to do how I'm going to be doing my streaming in 2019. And believe it or not, it's not that hard. It really isn't. A lot of it is done via an external capture, so it's very simple. Most of the hardware work is actually being done on my little system back here. That's my streaming PC. Right now that is running a Ryzen 5 1600X sitting at 4 gigahertz on all 6 cores, 16 gigs of RAM, and an R9 280X 3 gig graphics card because you don't really need all that much oomph just for streaming and video editing. Well, some might, some may not, but that's what I've got, so that's what I'm using. So what all is included in getting everything all set up? Well, that's the part I'm going to go through with you and show you because it involves quite a bit of cabling. So unless you love dealing with cabling nightmares, this may be a little trepidatious because there's quite a few hookups in here. Some of it has to do with how I have this set to streaming from the PS3, which is a little bit different than how some people do it. So I will go through this in detail and show you each of the steps as far as how everything is all hooked up, how everything goes together, and then how you can replicate this for your own setup. So here we go. Okay, so over here I have my PS3 system sitting next to the streaming machine, as well as my PS4 system. They're all sitting there, and they're connected via HDMI cables going behind the streaming machine, behind my streaming panel, and down into here. So this is where the mess of wires comes into play. The problem with streaming from a PS3 is that it's got the HDCP on it. So what you have to do, if you want to use an HD60S, which is how I capture and stream all of my gameplay, you have to do this. You have to split it using an HDMI splitter. Now, this will not work for everybody, so it's hit or miss as far as which brands will work and which ones won't. This one actually does. So that's how I've got the PS3 is coming into there, and then splitting out to go into my junction box, which this one has inputs for the PS3, my PC, and my PS4. And it's not a really expensive one. You can get this for like 25 bucks at Walmart. So you don't need to spend a whole lot of money. The HDMI splitter, I believe, costs about 40. So you're about 65, 70 plus the cost of the HDMI cables because you're going to need one cable coming in from the PS3 and then 2 more coming out for it. One of those outputs is going to that machine or that panel over there. And then the other one is going into here. All this is outputting into the HD60S, which then will output all of that. All that output goes to this machine over here, and then the USB from that goes into my streaming rig, and that outputs out to Twitch or captures for later video editing or what have you. So all in all, it's not a super elaborate setup. It is quite a bit of cabling that's involved. The other things to note is that I do have my camera and my microphone, which is a Blue Eye Snowball microphone. All this is hooked into this machine here. So this is basically the workhorse of the whole thing. So now that we have covered in a quick overview all the hardware as far as how that's set up, now the other PC, of course, is that system over there, which is running my 7700K. So that outputs into port 2 onto the switch box in between the PlayStation systems. So that's how that's set up right now. Now you can probably get a bigger input splitter, so that way you can do more devices, like say you want to do a Dreamcast or a PS2, because now there's adapters for those. You can do all that. So right now this is all the hardware I'm planning on using. So let's jump over to the software side and we'll show you how the rest of that is all set up. Okay, so now that we've done the hardware part, let's look at the software part. And this is like really super simple. As I'm showing you my OBS screen here, my window to infinity and beyond. I better not say I might get a copyright strike. Anyway, the microphone goes directly into OBS. So when you set up your audio, this is actually what I've got my desktop audio going into. And let me show that to you here. This is going into what's called Voicemeeter VAIO, which is actually this right here. So the desktop audio is going into this channel right here. So what that does is that allows me to output the desktop audio up here on this slider. Okay. So what do I actually use the Voicemeeter for? So I use it mainly for this. I have my Discord, which I'll show that here. My Discord is set up to have my input as my Blue Ice Snowball, and then my output goes into Voicemeeter aux input. So if we look at that, Voicemeeter aux input is this one right here. So now what this will do is that any chat that comes in through the voice channel on Discord will actually go through down here, because I have this set up to use the aux VAIO on the Voicemeeter Banana. So that comes in through here. So how I have this set up is that if I want to have the Discord voice chat in stream, I just turn it on. If I don't want it to be in stream, I just turn it off. It's really that simple to do. This is all set up on my streaming PC. The only thing that's coming into from another source is through the Elgato HD6DS. That is the only thing that's coming in as far as the game stream goes. Nothing else, nothing fancy about it. It's just that simple. So you basically have this coming in for the Discord, and that's pretty much all I use it for. This will go out, I think this will actually go out to, actually I'm not even sure I even really use this now that I think about it, because the way I have the Voicemeeter set up, or the way I have the Discord set up, is it's already accepting my mic for that. For the game stream, for any of the live streams, it's already set up down here. So you just set this up down here under your microphone. You hit the properties for that. You just set your in this case the Blue Ice Snowball, and that's all there is to it. So if you look down here, I've got the microphone. I have my webcam, which has, because since I'm using a separate microphone, I don't use the audio for that. So I leave that off. I have the audio for the HD6DS, which right now is off because I've got another screen going. So I can hear everybody. This is the channel for the Discord audio. Because like I said, you go into the properties, that's coming into the aux VAIO channel. That's how that's getting into there. And then the desktop audio is for like alerts and anything else that comes off of the streaming PC. That's about it, really. That's about all there is to it. So I'm going to take this off and show you how my display comes in. This is from the PS3. And then I switch it. And this is through the hardware switch. This is selection 2, which is my other PC. and then you go to selection 3, which is my PS4. And you just switch it back and forth between all those. So when you use the hardware switch through the HD6DS, you can stream through any of these. And that's just how I have it all set up. So it's literally that easy. Now there are, granted, some other streamers who do a lot more elaborate setups. They use physical mixers that have the big round plugs, what do they call them, I forget what kind of they call them. It's basically what professional musicians use. They use those that require phantom power. They plug them into an elaborate board mixer. And granted, they sound really good. But if you don't have a whole lot of money, you don't really need to spend a lot of money in order to get your PC and console streaming setup going the way you want it to. Now, granted, this is more elaborate than what some people do because some people stream everything off of one computer. If you have a computer that is powerful enough to do it, by all means, go to town with it because you won't need anything that'll pass through. If you can capture it and if you can do everything all on one PC, you may even do better by getting an HD60 Pro that integrates into the PCI slot on your computer, or 4K 60 Pro. If you want to go higher resolutions, you will be spending more, but as people have said, if you spend more, you're going to end up with better returns. However, for the majority of people, you don't need that. You really don't. As much as people will tell you, you have to have the best of the best, you don't. It's not the way it is. With this setup, I could probably run the total on all the figures as far as, how much it costs, but the biggest cost to the whole setup, as far as connecting everything together, is going to be your HD6DS. It is by far the most versatile breakout box that you can use that has a pass-through that will do everything that you want it to with no fuss, no muss whatsoever. So I hope this video has been helpful and informative and has kind of given you a little bit clearer direction on how to set things up so that way your stream can run exactly how you want it to. Alright, that's it for me for today. I hope you liked this video. If you do, go ahead and hit that like button and be sure to subscribe on your way out the door if you haven't already. As always, be sure to live your life a little randomly each day, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day.